There are seasons in life when everything feels like a fight. Not necessarily the kind of fight you can see, but the kind that happens inside you. That great tug of war. The fight to keep going when you're exhausted. The fight to keep believing when nothing seems to be changing. That same fight where you have to hold on to hope and disappointment keeps showing up. And sometimes, if we're honest, even praying feels hard. There is a story in Exodus that speaks directly into moments like these. Moses stood on a mountain while Israel battled below. As long as his hands were raised towards heaven, Israel had the advantage. But after a while, the weight became too much, and his arms grew tired. His strength began to fail. And that's the part of the story I love. Because scripture doesn't present Moses as some untouchable hero who never struggled. It shows us a tired man who reached the limits of his own strength. What stands out to me is that nobody told Moses to try harder. Nobody said, "Come on, Moses, push through." Instead, they brought him a stone to sit on. When Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands up, one on one side and one on the other, so that his hands remained steady till sunset. They stood beside him. They carried part of the weight. And isn't that exactly what we need sometimes? Because our battles may not involve swords and battlefields, but they're real all the same. Some people are fighting through grief that nobody else can see. Some are carrying anxiety they can't seem to quiet. Some are trying to stay faithful while waiting for an answer that feels long overdue. Some are simply tired. Tired of being strong, tired of pretending they're okay, tired of carrying responsibilities that never seem to let up. Maybe that's where you are today. Maybe you've been trying to hold everything together and your arms are shaking from the effort. The beautiful thing about this story is that God never expected Moses to carry the battle alone. And he doesn't expect you to do it either. Isaiah calls him the rock eternal. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord himself is the rock eternal. That stone beneath Moses wasn't just a place to sit. It's a reminder that when our strength runs out, God's strength will always remain. When we can't stand on our own, he becomes what holds us up. And sometimes he does that through people. There will be that friend who calls at the right time. A family member who listens without trying to fix everything. That message that arrives exactly when you needed that encouragement. Or maybe even a stranger whose kindness reminds you that God still sees you. Aaron and Hur are still around today. They just look different. God often reaches us through ordinary people who help carry extraordinary burdens. So if you're weary today, I need you to hear this. You don't have to prove how strong you are. You don't have to carry every burden yourself. You don't have to keep pretending you're okay when you're not. The rock that has supported Moses is the same rock holding you today. And even if you can't see it yet, God is already providing the support you need this season. Even if you can't find it within you to pray, you can live it out. You don't need perfect sentences. You can take a moment, you can stop, you can breathe, especially when it feels overwhelming. Your prayer can be honest enough to tell someone, "I need help." Your prayer can look like accepting the support that you've been resisting, or maybe your prayer can look like noticing someone else's struggle and choosing to stand beside them. Be the text message, be the phone call, be the encouragement, be the Aaron or the her in someone else's story. And when you feel like you have nothing left to give, then I need you to rest. Rest in God's presence, rest in His promises, rest in the truth that His strength is never dependent on yours. Sometimes the most powerful prayer is simply leaning your full weight onto the rock and trusting Him to hold you. So if your arms feel tired today, you're in good company. Moses knew that feeling, and God met him there. The rock eternal is still beneath you. His strength has not run out, and His presence has not left you. Whatever battle you're facing today, remember, you're not facing it alone. As we close today, I just want to remind you that God isn't waiting for you to have it all together before He comes near. He meets us in the tired places. He meets us in our questions. He meets us in moments when all we can do is whisper His name. So if today has been heavy, let this be your reminder that the rock beneath you hasn't moved. In fact, He's settled. You're held, you're seen, and you're not carrying this battle all by yourself. Thank you for spending these few moments with me. And until next Friday, may you find strength in His presence, peace in His promises, and rest in His unfailing love. Go in peace, and God go with you.